I will be as quick as possible. Unlike what you've heard before, we are not a resource agency or a research agency. We are a regulatory agency, so we tell people what to do. Our mission is to protect and preserve the waters of the state for everybody's use in every way possible now. And so I asked my folks to talk about what are some of the big management priorities for oceans. Because if we talk about our management priorities for water in California, I need 10 slides, because we do it all. We have one thing that we're looking forward and three things that we're looking backwards on. We have a lot of needs and priority on ocean acidification and hypoxia in the local coastal zone, and I'll talk about that in the science needs. We also spent the last 10 years developing policies. We developed a trash policy to reduce trash coming into the ocean. We developed desalination policy to limit the impacts associated with desalination projects. We had a once-through cooling policy to eliminate once-through cooling for power plants. Now those policies are in place, they need to be implemented, and there are issues related to all of those. And of course, we have the mashup to talk about anything in particular, so I will move forward as quick as possible. As I said, on the information side, they line up somewhat to what our management policies are, but not totally, because we have lots of things going on at the same time. Sources and control of ocean acidification are local sources contributing to ocean acidification and hypoxia on the California coast. And if so, what are they? Because if it's all coming from atmospheric carbon dioxide, there's not much the water boards can do about it, and so we don't care. We only care about things we can do something about. We also have a lot of concerns and issues about harmful algal blooms and how do we identify them, control them, monitor them. We have a long-standing initiative to address constituents of emerging concern. Most recently, we've been looking at bioanalytical tools and how to integrate that into a monitoring scheme that would help us to identify both in wastewater and in ambient systems what are the chemicals of emerging concern, and are they having an impact that is of significance that we need to do something about. We also always are looking for ways to better deal with the issue of exposure to bacteria in recreational waters. Right now, essentially, we can tell you that you shouldn't have swum 2 days ago, and that's not much help. And so we want to be able to tell you you shouldn't swim today. And so we have been funding this through a number of ways, through a number of years, and we continue to do so. I'm really trying to go as fast as I can. We also have a lot of money in Prop 1, but that money is pretty much only for construction of big infrastructure type projects. And there's very little of that available for other things, except we have money for recycled water research. So things associated with recycled water. And there may be ways to figure out something that you're interested in that would further our recycled water use. And I'm always happy to talk to people about that stuff. I'm really surprised that nobody else talked about it, because we in our once-through cooling policy, developed a mitigation fund to incentivize people stopping using ocean water for cooling early. Nobody's stopping early, and so they're creating funds, that mitigation fund, and we give that money to the OPC and to the Coastal Conservancy, and so they are going to actually give that money out through us, and we expect to see that money appearing in about a year from now. We'll get the first year dollars figured out next December, I think, because it's a year from October, and it's essentially a $1 per gallon fee of ocean water used for cooling. We expect, I can't remember now, is it 10 million a year, 20 million?
We thought it was 10.
I think it's something like $10 million a year. So it's a significant amount of money, and it's expected to go on for probably 10 to 12 years before all the cooling fans are gone. I'm going to say one last thing, which, and then move on, is that, you know, I said we're a regulatory agency, and whenever we fund something, it's to answer a question we need to either set a new policy like ocean acidification. Do we need to be putting new standards on different water quality criteria for ocean acidification, or it's on permit issues. We need to know, is the way that we're calculating impacts from desalination intakes the right approach? Those kind of things, or it's related to some sort of kind of enforcement action. All of those are very short term. We need the answer pretty quickly, and it has to lead directly to an actionable item. We don't have any money, and my director asks me every time I give out a grant is, what is the actionable item that's going to come out of this? So we do have some small pots of money around, and we have usually about $4 million a year that we use for discretionary contracts to learn things that we need, but they really have to be focused, and that's different than what I understand from many academic research institutions, is they're looking at big picture and long-term and different things. We're looking at answers to very specific questions that can be used in a regulatory context, which is sometimes a different mindset, and we'd have to talk. Future. Our future is fabulous. The governor loves us, the legislature loves us, they keep giving us new programs. We've got drinking water program, they're talking about giving us oil and gas. You know, they keep giving us new programs every year. So we're continuing to expand recently, and I expect we will continue to expand in the near term until we get a new governor who doesn't like us. So that's it. Thank you.